Thank you very much, Stephen. Well, this is a story that has encapsulated everyone in the country, and it has everyone worried about the prospects of how this is going to be detrimental to the economy. Operators in the import and export business have sounded the call for an urgent end to the Transnet strike, which threatens economic growth and a collapse in various sectors. One such industry body is the South African Association of Ship Operators and Agents, which says the 80% workforce that is estimated to have downed tools at Transnet will leave a lasting impact on the economy, which will be felt by all. Joining us now is Peter Besnard, who is the CEO of the South African Association of Ship Operators and Agents. Peter, thank you very much for joining us this afternoon. Your members are agents in the shipping industry. Paint a picture for us on what sort of operations you are involved in, including imports and exports as part of the sector, and how concerned are you about this industrial action?
Okay. We SASOA, are a combination of two former associations that were merged in 2007, namely ASABOSA and ASL. They were joined to form SASOA, and we represent all the shipping lines and vessel agents. We're not involved in the actual exporting of cargo, but we represent and take up the fight for our members in cases as we're facing now.
The last time, Peter, there was a strike at Transnet, it lasted more than 2 weeks. How bad was the backlog then, and how long did it take the sector to the sector to actually come up again and deal with those backlogs? If you can paint a picture for us in terms of what we can expect this time around.
Well, in 2010, a similar situation arose. And it was said that, or assumed rather, that the workers wouldn't go on strike, but they did, and that it was the same scenario where nobody was prepared to give, and it lasted 17 days, and it took approximately 7 months, to unravel and get us back to a normal port working situation, and we fear that the same thing could happen this time round. And again, we sounded the warning and said don't take things for granted. It could happen that they strike, and they have. Untu, which is the biggest union, went on strike on Thursday, and of course Satau went on strike from Monday, and it's been a devastating situation where the terminals and other sectors of the port are barely operational, just a sparse number of people that are available. The marine service, which consists of the tugs, pilots, pilot boat, and the rest of the ground crew who attend to the mooring ropes and things of the vessels, are available, but not a full complement. We generally have 5 to 6 tugs available at any one time, but we're down to 2 at this point in time. And Durban, is a big harbour. We handle 60% of South Africa's throughput, and together with rail and road, there's a lot of cargo that moves inbound into Gauteng and other such areas. So you can imagine the impact it's having, and the concern for importers that their goods might not arrive in time to be able to be put on the shelves as we're in the peak season and the Christmas, the festive season fast approaching, we might not have that luxury of goods arriving and being up for sale in the respective stores countrywide. That is a distinct possibility if the two unions and Transnet can't find a way of resolving this issue.
You've also said that there could be possibilities of plant shutdowns and scaling down in productivity. Explain that and just how important that part of the Durban Port is to the rest of the economy. And there are many sectors here, commodities and manufacturing, that would need to actually scale down their operations and actually put a lot of workers out while they wait for some of those imports to come in, which is going to take time.
That's correct. If you look at the motor industry, and we have one of the biggest manufacturers in Durban, south of Durban, and there are parts, car components arriving with virtually every vessel that calls at the container terminal. There's commodities for their plant. There's not only the auto industry. There's factories that have imported raw materials. All those factories are going to have to close. Staff will go into short time, and depending on what their daily losses are, you could find businesses closing as they did during the COVID pandemic. It's a very serious time for the country once again. It's not only for Durban. There's a lot of car components that will go up to Johannesburg, to Pretoria, and East London, Port Elizabeth, and let alone the car carriers that frequent Durban. Sometimes you have 3 at a time, on the berth. In Cape Town, you're seriously affecting the deciduous exports. Citrus has just kind of wound down now, but there's the apples, the pears, and the berries and things like that are all going to be seriously affected if they can't be shipped out.
A lot of estimates, Peter, have been bandied about. Financially, what do you estimate could be the cost of the strike on the South African economy in rand terms if it lasts, for example, 1 week?
It's difficult, but it's about $1 billion a day that if we were chatting, and it's estimated that the losses are at this point in time. It's a lot of money, and we're already sitting at about 34% unemployment, and we simply cannot afford to have more companies close and more people out of work.
Peter Besnard is the CEO at the South African Association of Ship Operators and Agents, talking to us there about their major concerns that are still going to be with us as the strike at Transnet rages on. Each day, he says, it costing, in their estimates, 1 billion rands to the economy in conservative estimates. Peter, thank you very much for your time.